your daily dose of English fluency.
Hello, and a very warm welcome back to the Mr. English Master podcast. I am so happy you are here with us today. I am Sarah, and as always, I am joined by my wonderful friend and co-host, Alex. How are you feeling today, Alex?
Honestly, Sarah, I am feeling a little bit heavy today. Not in my body, but in my schedule. My calendar is so full that I can barely breathe. How about you?
I can feel that. But let me guess, Alex, is your calendar full because you have too much work or because you couldn't say no to people?
Oh, you caught me. Yes, I think I said yes to 3 different favors this week that I really didn't have time for, and now I feel stuck.
Hey, don't worry, you are not alone. And that is exactly why we are here today. Listeners, let me ask you a question. Think back to your last 7 days. When was the last time you said yes to someone, but your heart was screaming no? When was the last time you got stuck in a situation just because you didn't have the courage to say those 2 simple letters, N-O?
That is a brutal question, Sarah, because for many of us, saying no feels like we are being mean or rude. It feels like we are failing as a friend or a colleague.
It really does. But today, we want to explore the art of saying no, not just as a way to save time, but as a way to save your own life. Because if you say yes to everyone else, you are quietly saying no to yourself.
Wow, that is deep. Saying no to yourself. I never thought of it that way.
It's true. So let's dive into this. Why is no the hardest word in the dictionary for so many people?
For me, it's the fear of the look. You know, that look people give you when you say you can't help. It makes me feel like I am under an obligation.
Obligation. That is our first big word for today, Alex. Let's look at it. An obligation is a feeling that you must do something, usually because of a rule or because you feel you owe someone. For example, many people feel a strong obligation to help their family even when they are exhausted.
Right. So if a friend helps me move my house today, I feel an obligation to help them next month. It's like an invisible debt.
Exactly. And while helping people is good, when we act only out of obligation, we stop being happy. We start to feel resentment.
Resentment. Oh, that sounds like a dark word, Sarah.
It is a bit dark, but very real. Resentment is a feeling of anger or bitterness that grows inside you because you feel you are being treated unfairly or because you are doing things you don't want to do. For example, if you always say yes to your boss for extra work, you might start to feel resentment towards your job.
I've been there. You smile on the outside, you say, sure, I'll do it. But on the inside, you are angry, you are grumbling. That resentment is like poison, isn't it?
It really is. It destroys friendships and it destroys your peace. But Alex, why do we choose resentment over a simple no?
I think it's because many of us are people pleasers.
People pleaser. That is a very common phrase in English. A people pleaser is a person who cares too much about making other people happy, often by ignoring their own needs. For example, a people pleaser will go to a party they hate just because they don't want the host to be sad.
That is me. I am the president of the People Pleaser Club. I want everyone to like me. I want everyone to think I am nice. But Sarah, is being nice more important than being healthy?
That is the big question, Alex, and I think the answer is no. Real kindness is not the same as people-pleasing. Real kindness comes from a full heart. But if your heart is empty because you gave all your time away, you aren't being kind. You're just being tired.
Just being tired. That hits home. So how do we stop? How do we build a boundary?
Boundary. I love this word. A boundary is like an invisible line around your life, your time, and your emotions. It tells people where you end and where they begin. For example, setting a boundary could mean not answering work emails after 8 p.m.
So a boundary is like a fence around my house. It doesn't mean I hate my neighbors, it just means I need my own space to feel safe.
Precisely. Without boundaries, anyone can walk into your life and take your time. And when that happens, you lose your authentic self.
Authentic. We used this word before, but it fits so well here. Being authentic means being real and true to who you are. If you say yes when you mean no, you aren't being authentic. You are wearing a mask.
And people can feel that mask, Alex. Even if they don't say it, they can feel that you aren't happy. So how do we say no in a way that is polite but firm?
That's the hard part, isn't it? I don't want to just say, no, go away.
No, please don't do that. In English, there is a lot of nuance in how we say no.
Nuance. That is a beautiful word. Nuance means a very small difference in meaning, sound, or feeling. For example, there is a lot of nuance between saying, I can't do that, and I'm not able to do that right now.
Yes, the first one sounds a bit cold, but the second one sounds more like you have a reason. Another way to say no with nuance is to say, I would love to help, but I have already committed to something else.
I have already committed. That is a very professional way to say no. It shows that you respect your own time. But Sarah, what if the person tries to guilt trip you?
Guilt trip. Oh, this happens a lot in families, doesn't it? To guilt trip someone means to make them feel guilty or bad so that they will do what you want. For example, a friend might say, "Oh, it's okay if you don't come to my party. I'll just be sitting there all alone."
Yes, that is a classic guilt trip, and it works every time. I feel so bad that I immediately say, okay, I'll come.
We have to be strong, Alex. When someone guilt trips you, they are not respecting your boundaries. And in that moment, you have to be assertive.
Assertive. This is a great word for our master family. Being assertive means speaking with confidence and being firm about what you want, but still being respectful. It is not being aggressive or mean, it is just being clear. For example, an assertive person can say, I understand you want me there, but I really need to rest tonight.
Being assertive is a superpower. It allows you to be transparent about your feelings.
Transparent, like a window?
Exactly. Being transparent means being open, clear, and honest. No secrets, no lies. If you are transparent, you don't make up excuses. You just say, I am feeling overwhelmed lately, and I need to stop taking on new tasks.
I like that. It feels cleaner. No, my cat is sick or my internet is broken lies. Just the truth.
The truth is always easier to remember, Alex. But tell me, when you finally say no, do you feel a sense of relief?
At first, I feel a bit of panic. My heart beats fast. But then, after 5 minutes, I feel this huge weight leave my shoulders. I feel like I finally have permission to prioritize my own life.
Prioritize, our final word for the tour. To prioritize means to decide which things are the most important so you can deal with them first. For example, if you want to be a master of English, you have to prioritize your daily practice over scrolling on your phone.
Right. And if I don't say no to the small, unimportant things, I can never say a big yes to the things that truly matter.
That is the philosophy of no, Alex. It is not about being selfish. It's about being a good steward of your life. If you are a yes man to everyone, you are a no man to your own dreams.
Wow, Sarah, this conversation has been like a therapy session for me. I realized that my fear of saying no was actually a fear of being my authentic self.
We are all learning, Alex, even me. I had to say no to a big project last week, and I felt so much apprehension. But once I did it, I had the energy to do this podcast with you.
And I am so glad you did. I think our listeners can relate to this so much, whether it's at work, at home, or even with your English studies. Sometimes you have to say no to a boring grammar book so you can say yes to an exciting English conversation.
Exactly. Follow your heart. It knows the way.
Sarah, should we look at our words one more time? I think our master family would love a recap.
Let's do it. Let's slow down for our word tour.
Okay, I'll start. The first one was obligation, that heavy feeling that you must do something because you owe someone.
Then we had resentment, that bitter anger that grows when you say yes but feel treated unfairly.
Next was people pleaser, someone who ignores their own needs just to make others happy.
And then boundary, that invisible line that protects your time and your heart.
We also talked about authentic, being your real, true self, no masks.
Then nuance, the small, subtle differences in how we speak and feel.
And guilt trip, when someone tries to make you feel bad to get their way.
Then there was assertive, being firm and confident, but still respectful.
Next was transparent, being open and honest like a clear window.
And finally, prioritize, choosing what is most important and putting it first.
What a powerful list. Sarah, I feel like if I use these words, I will not only improve my English, but also my life.
That is the whole point of Mr. English Master, Alex. English is the tool, but your life is the masterpiece.
Well said. I am going to go and practice my no right now. Haha, my friend just texted me asking if I can help him wash his car.
And what are you going to say?
I'm going to say, I'd love to help, but I've prioritized my rest today. Maybe next time.
Perfect. You are a fast learner, Alex.
I try.
And to our master family listening to us, thank you. Thank you for being part of this conversation. We know it's not easy to change old habits, but remember, every no you say to something that drains you is a yes to something that grows you.
Yes, you are brave. You are allowed to have boundaries. You are allowed to say no.
Before we go, we have a challenge for you. Remember our hook from the start?
Oh yes, getting stuck because you couldn't say no.
Master family, go to the comments right now. Write one sentence. Tell us, what is one thing you are going to say no to this week? Use the word boundary or assertive if you can.
For example, I am going to be assertive and say no to extra work on Sunday.
Or, I am setting a boundary and saying no to late-night phone calls.
We love reading your comments. They give us so much inspiration.
They really do. We are all growing together, one no at a time.
Take a deep breath. You are doing great.
Take care of your time and take care of your hearts. We will see you in the next episode of Mr. English Master.
Stay authentic, stay brave. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.